What's up guys, welcome to today's video of free-to-play Chiori showcase. As we know, Chiori is a pure sub-DPS with absolutely no supportive ability at all, which means for her showcase, our focus should be entirely on her damage potential, as that's the entire value of her as a limited 5-star character. That's why in this video, I'm gonna show you her damage potential under multiple different situations. After that, I'll be comparing her damage to some of the most popular sub-DPS in the game just to see if she's actually worth a pull or not. So without further ado, let our journey begins. Alright, so first thing first, here's my build for Xingqiu Chiori. Level 90 with R5 Harbinger of Dawn. By the way, this weapon is actually weaker than Harbinger due to its limitation of 1.5 second cooldown of skill damage buff. As for the artifact, I'll be using 4-piece golden tooth on her since most of her damage comes from her elemental skill. Overall, it's slightly stronger than Hearts of Opulence even if you calculate in her burst. As for her talent, focus on only the elemental skill to save your resources. For your context, with my build, her burst damage is actually kinda weak, with each talent level only increases it by 6%, so no need to upgrade it if you're short on the resource. Alright, so let's start with her solo damage without any buff. I've done my best to switch her out as soon as possible just to maintain the golden tooth effect. As you see, this damage is a little bit repetitive for the latest limited 5-star character in version 4.5. which means never bring Chiori as solo Geo. Now let's see the damage with only Geo Resonance. This is her damage when paired specifically with Navia or Noel, who is unable to create Geo Construct. As expected, it's only just slightly stronger than solo, which is extremely disgusting considering they literally locked this interaction behind her C1 just to screw over all Navia and Noel mains. I absolutely hate this design with all my guts. Well anyway, finally here's the damage of Xingqiu Chiori with both Geo Resonance and Geo Construct. As you see, her damage essentially gets double as she now creates 2 puppets instead of 1. Finally, she's worthy of being a 5-star sub-DPS. On side note, even if Geo Construct is destroyed right on its creation, you can still summon the second puppet without any problem, which is nice for a change considering how fragile they are. So in summary, you should always bring someone who is able to create Geo Construct for her if you want to get the most out of Chiori. But in other words, she is basically bound with these characters, otherwise you literally loses half of the damage, which is absolutely ridiculous for a pure sub-DPS. Besides, let's be real, Zhongli is your only best choice for free-to-play, as he's the only Geo support with Geo Construct who is able to fully utilize Chiori's kit. Also, Chiori needs him to maintain over 90% HP to keep out the Harbinger's passive. Overall, it's just around 10% damage improvement from before, but something is at least better than nothing. By the way, unlike Albedo's flower, Chiori's puppet won't snatch up any buffs at all, which means rest in peace Bennett and Goro, as they are basically worthless for Chiori. Combined with the fact she's a Geo character, there's almost no support in the game that can buff her damage, with the only exception of C6 Goro in full Geo team and some minor attack buffs from artifact set. So this damage with Tenacity Zhongli is basically her best potential as free-to-play, with almost no runes for improvement after this. Of course, except for pulling weapons and constellations. Well anyway, since she can't participate in any reaction at all, this off-field damage is literally her entire value as a limited 5-star character. Alright, now that we have already known Chiori's damage potential, let's compare her damage directly against some of the most popular sub-DPS in the game just to see if there's any chance for her to replace them in their respective best teams. Since Chiori needs Zhongli to even function at all, this comparison will be duo versus duo just to make it fairer for Chiori. So be ready, this is gonna get fun! So let's start with the good old Double Pyro with Bennett and Xiangling. This is her lowest minimum damage without considering the chance of getting more hits with counter-clockwise movement or when facing large enemies. Although it looks much weaker than Chiori, keep in mind this damage is 100% pure AoE that follows you around. That means, in any team that requires Bennett, Xiangling is usually a better choice than Chiori if you ever need a sub-DPS in your team. Our magician Lini is the best example of this. Choosing Xiangling not only solves his AoE problem, but also she's able to buff Lini's damage with her C1, C6 and Robust Chili. Not to mention Lini requires Triple Pyro to maximize his talent. Also, thanks to Xiangling being a Pyro character, there are still rooms for improvement on her damage, especially with Katuha's buff. So yeah, I don't think Chiori can beat this at all, let alone challenging or reprise Xiangling. The second one is another famous pair, the Double Pyro with Yelan and Xingqiu. Thanks to them generating energy for each other, both of them can go for more damage-oriented build, resulting in extremely strong off-field damage that there's no way Chiori can even compare to this. Ironically, this is only just their beginning as their Hydro element who is far more susceptible to buffs. So yeah, just like before, any team that uses the Double Hydro won't really need Chiori at all. One of the best examples for this is our firework girl, Yoimiya. Since she always have to bring Yelan and Zhongli for reprise and shield, it's basically the battle between Chiori and Xingqiu for the last slot. So you might expect Chiori to win this as she's a stronger sub-DPS than Xingqiu. But after testing it out myself, both of them are actually on par with each other in terms of damage. Which means it's already a loss for Chiori as Xingqiu has so much more utilities than her. As expected for a 6-star character, I guess. Being able to participate in elemental reactions is part of the character's strength. This quicken duo actually deals a very good amount of damage, especially with a well-built Nahida. While this damage is definitely lower than Chiori, let's not forget I didn't use any bursts in this footage. Besides, this duo actually has great synergy in almost any Dendro team, which makes them really hard to be replaced. Which means, another sad news for Chiori once again. Since she needs at least 2 Geo in the team, there's no rules for her in any Dendro related team. Just take this as example. There's no way for Chiori to enter this team without breaking it all apart. The same goes for Hyper Bloom team, which already requires 3 elements by default. Chiori will have no choice but to enter as solo Geo, which really sucks for her damage. And last, let's see our latest Fontaine combo, Furina and Xianyun. Thanks to Xianyun being able to use V-Desert Banana set, Furina's damage is almost comparable to Chiori with the advantage of being fully automatic. Combined with their supportive ability, oh well, it's not even a comparison at all. Under their buffs, any Pyro DPS becomes absolutely broken with them, all thanks to the 100% reprise punch attack. What's even more funny is, anyone can be a Pyro DPS with the help of C6 Bennett, allowing anyone to deal heavy damage with this duo. Honestly, I don't think there's any duo in this game who can deal this much damage when paired with Chiori's Double Geo. So in conclusion, due to her Geo element, there's absolutely nowhere else for her to go, except for the full Geo team with Arataki Ito. All properly built teams won't need Chiori at all, as she's a Geo who can't join any reactions. Hell, even in this Arataki team, she will be the first one to be kicked out of the team if there's any requirement of breaking elemental shield. Such is the life of Chiori. But to be fair, she's not all that bad actually. Chiori plus Zhongli is still a very decent combo that works in almost any situations. After all, her damage is one of the highest among all sub-DPS duos. But if you don't have Zhongli, well, she's basically dead. Honestly, if only Chiori is any other element than Geo, she would be in a much better situation than now. Heard something similar before, right? Yes, it's the exact same review as Albedo, so there's a very high chance for her to follow the exact same path as Albedo in the future. Probably even worse as she spawned with Geo Construct. So is she worth a pull? I think the answer is very clear. Alright, so that's all for this video. Thanks for watching and I'll be seeing you in the next one.